For this episode, Moose and I thought it would just be great to kind of recap what just went down over the last 30 days. We toured with Rossi, we went to London, we went to Leeds, we went to Manchester, went to multiple festivals, collabed with tons of creators, met so many fans. It was insane. I would have never imagined we'd be where we are now, let alone given the opportunity to tour with a fucking DJ.
That's what I respect about the people in the UK. Always with a pint in the hand. That's nice.
Some of the most successful people I know in business, at least, are fucking full-blown degenerates. All right, fam. Welcome to episode 33 of TSL Time Podcast. Today, I'm back here with the one and only fella, Moose.
How we doing?
How you feeling?
Feeling good. A little tired. I'm not used to waking up fucking early. Feel like lately I've been waking up at fucking 1 p.m. like yesterday.
I think if there was an Olympic sleeping event, you would win it.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at sleeping.
This guy can knock out anywhere we go, on a plane, on a train, on a bus, in a taxi. But we also just came off the 30-day bender. For this episode, Moose and I thought it would just be great to kind of recap what just went down over the last 30 days. We toured with Rossi, we went to London, we went to Leeds, we went to Manchester, went to multiple festivals, collabed with tons of creators, met so many fans. It was insane. And then I also kind of extended my little bender into Spain, which I'll get into. Moose came back to Miami. But before we go into that, I just want to say, we want to say thank you so much to everyone who's been supporting the podcast, has subscribed to the channel, has been engaging with the videos, and is tuning in here today to listen to Moose, the Shagger, and I shoot the shit and just tell some funny stories from what's been going on. But besides that, for some of you who may not know who Moose is yet, Moose, you kind of want to let them know, you know, kind of...
Yeah, the quick backstory, I guess.
Quick backstory and what you've been up to helping everything flow.
Yeah, so for people who don't know me, if you didn't watch the last episode that absolutely flopped, me and Rich have known each other. We went to school together since like middle school, like 7th grade onwards. Always wanted to like, you know, film, do shit together. Ended up senior year of high school, making some fitness content. Rich was like, yo, you want to film with me? Started doing that. Did it for a few months, quit, went to college, you know, obviously stayed close over the years, and then kind of had this resurgence when he was doing OBR of like the desire to get back into the content. I had been doing some stupid content of myself, did a couple different iterations of attempts at trying to make some videos on TikTok together. And then one day he told me, he was like, yo, you know what? I'm going to just go full back into daddy wellness. And I was just like, all right. And we made a bet against each other. The bet was because I had a TikTok account that I had grown to like 45K off of like posting soccer related content and some memes and shit. And I was like, yo, bet I beat you to 100K. And then he clapped my ass on that journey. But it paid off in the end because guess what? I mean, like that was kind of like the push. That was like the beginning of when shit happened. So
that was the initial push.
Since then, and then I started working with Rich like full on last year, beginning January.
Yeah.
On the YouTube vlogs and stuff, and then since then it's just been basically history. The journey.
Yeah, Moose and my brother. Well, Moose actually was the first person to ever believe in my content because when I started in 2019. Moose was like the only other friend of mine that could relate to me from like a content perspective. Like we would watch YouTube videos of like FaZe and playing video games. And we wanted to do that at first, but whatever. Long story short, the boy, Moose is the one who runs the entire podcast in the back end, is recording the videos on YouTube and also is part of the video. So without the Shagger here, we wouldn't be where we are. And so I'm happy to have you back on the pod, Moose, and hopefully you'll see him more. Yeah, and for those of you guys who watch the YouTube, you know Moose a little bit better.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely been in the YouTube way more than the pod, so.
Yeah. I think one of the things, just now going straight into this recent trip, is, first of all, it was just one of the craziest things, at least that I've noticed, is that when we go abroad and people recognize the brand and Hitsui's, it actually blows my fucking mind.
No, it's crazy as fuck. And I think a lot of people would expect that there would be more people doing that to us here. That's just not the case. Like when we went to the UK, it was fucking disgusting. And I thought it was crazy last time, but this time it was actually nuts.
It's surreal. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, at least one of the things that I was thinking about last night before we went into this episode is that, you know, Moose and I used to dream of being in this position of making content and traveling and meeting people, and let alone being with DJs and house music artists, which was always like a side passion of ours, just listening to music and partying. And this trip was actually, the idea came from Rossi and Hamza. Hamza is Rossi's manager. Absolute fucking legends. As you guys know, we did a podcast with Rossi.
When was that? That was March.
In March. And after the podcast, he did a voice memo with the sheep, made the song, played it during Music Week. It went viral. Now it has 500,000 fucking plays on SoundCloud. And he's been playing it all across Europe, touring this summer. Other artists are playing it. And like seeing that has been, honestly, it's a dream. We're living a dream. We're so grateful for it. And we just got to experience that with him for a few weeks. And I think one of the things that I was telling you before is that you and I are just the same motherfuckers as almost everyone probably watching this now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that, like, you know, the people that they watch, maybe not everyone, but I think a lot of the people who are like the consumers and viewing the content and stuff always view people as like, oh, they're probably different in real life. We're just the same as everyone. Like, just dumbass idiots who just want to have fun and like to record it. That's basically all it is.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
and I think that's I want anyone who's watching this to, you know, who's wants to make content or would dream of being with some of these DJs and traveling, because I know a lot of the audience here is, whether you're a producer or a DJ, it's like you can 100% achieve it. Like, I would have never imagined we'd be where we are now, let alone being given the opportunity to tour with a fucking DJ and go to different shows with them, and then them have you play a song you made with them. It's so fucking crazy. But I think at the end of the day, it's like you can shape your own luck if you just show up every day. That's what it is.
100%.
That's all it is. Like, everything has its seasons. You know, when we toured with Seth last year, we fucked up bad and we didn't make as much content because it was just a new experience.
I mean, it was our first time ever doing anything like that. And also, we were so like new into the content still at that point. Like, we were just in school 2 months before that. Like,
yeah.
Going to class and shit. And like, you were just making short form videos for the most part and like gym vlogs.
Yeah.
Like, switching into that realm of content where it was like travel and constantly on the move and thinking about what you're going to be doing in the vlogs and how to keep it entertaining. That was the first time we had actually had like some feet in the game. Like,
yeah,
kind of difficult for the first time. This time, completely fucking different. Everything was like thought of beforehand and actually went to plan. Whereas we did plan for the Seth trip, it just went to shit because of the fact that we were absolute hooligans drinking like heathens every day. This one was like completely different because it was like, honestly, Rossi, not like a full degen drinker. Rossi's like on his shit. And Hamza is also just like part of the brains behind the fucking shit and made a ton of stuff happen. And then beyond that, like the whole label lobbing up content for us to go collab with different creators and stuff like that. It was basically all the things connecting at once to make it like incredible. So like, I was shocked at how much content we got out of the UK trip, bro.
Yeah, that was the most successful content trip we've ever done. And it just goes to show, I mean, it's the hardest thing about making degen content is that if you go too deep into the partying, then it's hard.
You can't make the content.
You can't make the content. That's the thing, though. Every time we just drink way too much, like you can't roll behind the camera. And then if you're too hungover, it makes it even harder to keep the camera rolling. So this time we absolutely fucking crushed it. And it was just such a surreal experience. I think every time I get back home from one of these trips, like, it's just like it's like somewhat of a smack in the face. Because not only are you recovering from the bender, but you're also just like, what the fuck?
Well, honestly, I'm thrilled to get back home.
No, I'm thrilled as well, but I mean, it's fun to be on cloud fucking nine.
It is, but
you
like,
know?
I can only do it for so long.
Of
like,
course.
honestly, like it gets to a point, like honestly, past the 10-day threshold, I'm like, yo, get me out of here. It's kind of like being at the fucking, at the mall for more than 4 hours. I need to get the fuck out. Like, even if I'm buying shit for myself, I just want to like punch myself in the head.
Yeah.
I have certain tolerances for different activities. It's the same with like food, you know?
Yeah. Well, I agree. I mean, I honestly agree and don't disagree because I did 30 days strong. You went, you went 2 weeks strong.
I went like 11 days. And by the 11-day point, I was like, I mean, the way I left the trip was rough.
Yeah.
Like we were up till 5:30 in the morning after partying with some Scottish birds. And then I had to be up at 8 to get to my 9 o'clock train from Manchester to London, and then ended up missing my flight by 10 minutes and wanting to strangle the guy at the front for not letting me through. And then they had to redirect me through JFK, which just added fucking 8 hours to my trip. And I was just like, ugh. And I did this all absolutely hungover as shit. I felt terrible. I felt so bad. We were taking shots 3 hours before the train.
That was after Parklife.
Parklife was fun, though. Good festival.
What did you think of it? I didn't actually realize that it's called Parklife because it's a fucking amusement park. Mm-hmm. And they have all those rides.
Yeah. I thought that was like a nice touch to the festival. It made it feel less like, I don't know, like stressful for like the person who goes to the festivals. Because there was so much space. There was plenty of shit to do. You didn't feel like cramped anywhere you went. The only thing I would say about Parklife, and I think I saw a lot of this online from people who were like posting videos, was that the crowds were shit. Nobody was moving. Like nobody was vibing.
Everybody was on that fucking Kazoo.
They were on the Kazoo, bro. Oh my god. No, yeah, like everyone just kind of was just like, I don't know. It kind of looked like a US crowd.
Well, you were definitely moving. That was the first time you ever did mushrooms at Parklife.
Yes. That was crazy.
How would you describe the mushroom experience in one word?
I mean, I told this to Rich. I literally was like taking like little pieces of mushroom chocolate, like little bits, until the point I'd probably eaten like a third of the chocolate bar. And then after Parklife, we ended up going to like this place, and we ended up not going in, but we were just waiting in line. And I was like, dude, I've never been happier to just wait in a fucking line in my life. Like,
bro's eyes.
I was smiling ear to ear the whole time. Like, bro's crazy.
Bro's eyes were so wide open.
It was so funny.
But besides that, you just felt the music more, right? You felt.
I just felt euphoric.
Yeah, you felt really euphoric, bro. That's the thing that scares me about when people make homemade chocolates with mushrooms in them, is that I feel like they don't evenly distribute the mushrooms. So you can take one little square, which you're told is like maybe like a 0.25, but suddenly you just snuck in a 0.8 and you're about to take off to Alice in Wonderland. Because, bro, I also began to take a few chocolates with you when we were at Parklife.
You felt it.
Oh, bro, out of nowhere, it just fucking hit me with the pack-a-punch.
Dude, yeah.
I was just like, woo!
Yeah.
And I was just fucking moving.
You got hit with the level up mushroom from the fucking Mario.
Yeah, bro. I felt like I was jumping over the little cubes and shit like Yoshi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
But I think mushrooms are actually really probably the healthiest substance you can take.
I mean, speaking of mushrooms, we just met a guy in Vegas who's an absolute legend, Hamilton.
Oh, yeah.
Guy was I was picking his brain for like an hour at dinner about like just tons of different psychedelics, because he's just like
we met a psychedelic research chemist who's a legend and was just giving us all the insight on mushrooms. But no, back to Parklife. I think mushrooms is the healthiest substance you can take.
As compared to what?
Alcohol, cocaine.
Oh yeah, I mean, like in terms of what it does to your body, no way it's going to be as harmful. I think for me though, the thing that was tough for me to get beyond was like the idea that you're just taking another drug. I don't like the idea of adding more and more drugs to my life.
Yeah.
I like the idea of just being like, myself. Because in my life, I've always experienced that like when you do take something, eventually it becomes like a hitch. Like you need it to like keep going.
Well, I think
like that was me with Adderall in the past. Like, I was prescribed it and all that shit. That shit sucks. Fuck that.
But when you're in the UK and you're hitting festivals, sometimes you need a little Garrison.
Yeah. Yo, yeah, that's crazy. No, but like, I mean, mushrooms, it's not even like addictive at all. Like and that was what I was talking with the guy about. He was like the idea that mushrooms are addictive, it never will be. Weed, on the other hand, can definitely become like psychologically addicting. Yeah. And that's why I fucking hated weed. And I always considered weed to be kind of somewhat similar in the family with mushrooms. And that's why I think I didn't really want to do mushrooms, because mushrooms was the more psychedelic version of weed in my head. It was just not even fucking close. It was so different. Like night and day.
Yeah.
Like all the shit, all the negative aspects that you feel when you smoke weed, if you do feel them, because not everyone do, Not there with mushrooms.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. 10 out of 10.
Well, you've only done it once. You can't really say much.
True. And I didn't take it all at once. Like, I just kept leveling up.
Yeah. What was your favorite event? So we went to Slapfunk in Leeds, hit Beyond the Woods. We went to Parklife in Manchester. We did the pop-up with Rossi in London, and we went to Fuse London. Which was your favorite?
I think Leeds was the best party. So Slapfunk was an insane party. We were in the crowd. Also, the ambiance for Leeds was sick. Being in the middle of the woods was fire. That was sick. I've never been in a festival like that. And then I'd say the pop-up was really fun, bro, because I was in like really great spirits going into that pop-up that day. I was just like well rested and like really in the mood to party. And I was just on one that day. I was taking shots behind the bar, like loving life. So that I would say that was really those were my two favorite moments. And Parklife was really fun too.
Damn, you're leaving Fuse at 4th? That's insanity. I thought Fuse...
Honestly, I was really tired at Fuse. That was the problem.
After Slapfunk.
Yeah.
I think Fuse was the sickest outdoor production I've seen at a festival.
Oh, it was lit.
I've never seen something like that in the U.S., let alone the lineup. Like, everyone was just an absolute dog. It was ridiculous. I thought it was so fucking sick. And
But
the fact
honestly,
that they put a Guinness
that
tap
was
in
fire,
the back,
bro.
we were
That-
just
respect
ripping
to that,
Guinnesses.
bro. That was
awesome.
fucking lit. And
Yeah.
the amount of people that we ended up talking to at Fuse was great. Like, honestly, met a lot of cool people. A lot of the people in the UK that we met were really dope.
You know, a lot of people at Fuse were asking me, like, what do you like? The main question I keep getting is the dance music scene, is the house music scene better in the UK or in the US? And my answer was always, it's incomparable.
Yeah.
The way that people feel the music and appreciate the music in the UK versus the US is night and day different.
But do you think if you gave everyone a Gary in the US, they would appreciate the music more?
Not even. They would they would appreciate it more, but the thing is that like it's starting to develop more here in the US, and it's just been, that's the epicenter. Like, the English and the Dutch motherfuckers are the ones leading the game right now, and it's just outrageous. Like, I would just look into the crowd and you would see way less phones. Obviously there's phones in every crowd, but way less, and everyone just going so ham. And I mean, the music was also top of the line, so that
I've
had
just
to
never
feed into
understood,
it.
dude. Like, how is it that like the music pretty much started here? It started between Chicago. It started in Detroit. Like, you know, all of these different genres of music. Not all of them, but like two big ones. And then how is it that Europe is just so much more ahead in that? Like, I guess Europe took it and ran with it when they found it.
Well, I just think people party way harder in Europe.
That's definitely true.
I don't
There's no
think.
doubt. Like, they party.
Yeah, bro. It's just a different culture. I mean, you grow up, and alcohol isn't so fucking frowned upon like most people here in the U.S. Oh, you gotta wait
every
till
day
you're-
there was people drinking pints at the fucking bar. It
Yeah,
was
that
a
was
Monday,
fucked.
Tuesday, Wednesday. Everyone's just getting trashed.
Not just trash. It's just you think there's more respect to the alcohol, and also people just go way harder. But the thing is, here in the U.S., I think it's I gave my senior speech on it. The drinking age of 21 years old is the stupidest fucking law on the planet. How are you going to give a kid a license to drive a car at 16, but make them wait 4 years to then crack a beer? How can you go and enlist in the army at 18, but still not have a beer till you're 21? You can sue someone. You can buy property. You can take out a loan. You can start a business. You can get married and divorced, but you can't have a goddamn beer? That is the dumbest thing ever. And for that reason, that's created a culture in the U.S. where people can't handle their drink as well like people do in Europe.
Dude, I experienced that. Like, obviously, growing up in Miami, it's kind of different. Like, because I would say, like, most of our friends and people we went to school with and people we knew started drinking pretty early as compared to other places in the U.S., for sure. Like, there's definitely a higher rate of people drinking at, like, 14 here than there is in, like, I don't know, Georgia or fucking New York, New Jersey. And one thing I definitely noticed is, like, my freshman year in college, I had this roommate who, great kid, unbelievable guy, but he had never had a fucking drink before college. And that blew my mind. And then because of that, you end up with kids who just like objectively don't know how to fucking drink. And then they black the fuck out and like throw up and like end up in a pool of their vomit, like passed out in the hallways of the dorms.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like as much as you could tell them, oh, drinking this, drinking that, like, dude, like if you never had a beer or fucking played beer pong before fucking college, you're set up for disaster.
You're set up for disaster.
Like it'll take you a year and a half before you understand how to fucking drink.
Yeah, I mean, and the reason that you see that so much more in Miami is because there's so many more people from South America. Like, I had my first rum and Coke
100%.
when I was 14, you know?
Yep.
I was 15, 16. My parents would give me a beer at dinner, having a glass of wine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now I'm an alcoholic, but I can handle my booze. No, I'm kidding. But I think the U.S. needs to get some of that taxpayer money and use it to educate high school students and college students on how to booze. Everyone in high school is vaping, taking nicotine pouches, using the Benjamin Franklin, and drinking. And if you don't think that's happening, you're an idiot. That's the truth of the matter.
It definitely is.
I would say 70% are probably doing it, and yet we're still going to act like, oh, we got to keep these substances away from people. Like, young people are curious and stupid, and they're going to be stupid by, fucking around. So I think that just kind of highlights the reason as to why not only is the house music scene in the UK so much better, people party harder, and the music is taking place there more than anywhere else. And so Fuse for me was the best fucking event.
I honestly think though that we're starting to see in the US what has been going on in Europe, especially in Miami. Like events like Factory Town and all this shit is changing the scene here. And you're seeing it firsthand.
What?
Because like I remember a lot of people asked me specifically at Fuse, like, yo, like, are these guys like Josh Baker and Rossi and Chris Stuzzy, or like, are they even like notable in the US? And I was like, hell yeah. Like, dude, people are starting to fucking catch on. Yeah. Like even our friends like TJ and shit, like they're fucking in this shit. They love the scene. And I think they're just a reflection of other people that are starting to get into the scene now too. And the music's getting bigger and the genre's growing and all this shit is happening. It's not just because they're getting big in the UK, they're getting big everywhere.
Yeah. I think the whole thing is changing a lot though too. I mean, I've said it since we were in high school because we've always just known it's the best music genre ever. Like,
yeah, dude, we've been listening to this shit since we were 12.
You can't party like to anything else the way you party house music. But social media has also changed the entire landscape a lot. I saw a producer recently make a video where it's just like 4 years ago, DJs just had to post a cool video from behind the booth of the crowd, and that would get people stoked about their music and their upcoming releases, or they would just post the record's artwork, like the cover work for the new record they're releasing, and that would be enough. Now you need drones. Now you need multi-camera teams. Now you need all this different shit, crowd shots, behind the booth shots. You need to speak to the camera and talk to your audience more on social media, which is a huge change. Now it goes beyond just the art itself.
And now it's like also memes are helping create like bigger images for these artists.
And clips.
Yeah,
and so
like the clips of memeing the artist, like Mal P dancing. That shit blew up.
So I can see how that
Max Dean off his face.
Yeah, Max Dean off his face. Mal P dancing. I can see how that can frustrate other creators, artists, producers in the game, because now the barrier to entry is even higher. You need to know how to market yourself as an individual.
If you don't know how to market yourself, you got to find someone that knows how to market you.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's where it's like Rossi and Hamza come together, and it's just like a fucking dream team.
Yeah. I think it's really cool, but I can also understand the other side of it. It's just like, if your music, some people might oversee your music and not someone else's who maybe isn't as good because they are able to brand.
100%. And that's why you have all these artists who have spent 10 years in the game and, relatively speaking, have been putting out the same quality of music. Maybe they've stepped it up a little bit because they've learned a ton over their 10 years of creating music. But like, for the most part, like Josh Baker's been releasing fucking heaters for years. And now he's really experiencing the fucking big time growth. Like, props to him. But like, I think it's because, like, first of all, like, I think he's done a great job marketing himself on social media, giving like people an insight into his life with it, whether it be like the running and all that shit. And just like all of those little things have now boosted him. And now I think the growth is just going to continue because it's like now people do know, and it's just word of mouth here. Like
Yeah.
once you make it to that point, it's just smooth sailing.
Because not only do people love his music, they love him as a person,
100%.
and that's what's game changing. It's if you can get people to follow you and like you for who you are,
That's all you need.
and your music. Obviously, that doesn't have to be the fucking case, but it does add a lot to the brand.
I think you wouldn't even need as good of music if people just liked who you were.
Yeah,
They would just support you because they liked you.
yeah.
Like both of those. If you have both of those, you have something for sure.
So then back to what I originally asked you. You enjoyed Slapfunk Beyond the Woods the most. I thought that was insane. Being in the forest.
The forest.
Yo, all I have to say about Leeds is the energy is pumping out there.
Yeah,
First of all,
bro.
it's like
got
felt
all
like
the college kids.
it felt like a college town.
Yeah.
So everyone was just getting cooked and like just absolutely ripping in the forest, bro. I don't know, the energy in between those trees, especially when it got dark, and just that stage, that one stage that was like the triangle, it was insane. I think some kid handed me a whippet in the middle of the crowd and then started Snapchatting me, and that was pretty
Set you
funny.
up for failure.
He set me up for failure. He tried to cook me, whoever that kid was. He handed me a balloon. I ripped a few fucking 1-2s, and then
It's crazy how big the balloons are out there. It's pretty nuts. I mean, like, listen, people tap into the galaxy gas around here. Like, we've all seen it over the years. But like, the thing that blew my mind is, dude, being at that after party after Fuse in this like fucking warehouse, and you just got these guys walking around with the galaxy gas
Are those
and
the
the balloons.
Mandem?
The Mandem were popping out with the galaxy gas, and I'm just thinking in my head, how did they get that through the security, bro? It's a big ass fucking bottle.
they probably rip it. They put it in their Johnson.
You think they get away with it because, like, you know,
No,
they got big Johnsons to begin with, and then like people pat them down and they're like, all right, yeah, like, bro's packing.
potentially. But I will say that is actually pretty funny, bro. Like the balloons in London and everywhere we were, it's just out of control. Like everybody just loves whippets.
They are scary though. Like, it's not something you should be doing a lot. Like, that shit just cooks your brain.
Yeah, every time I've done them, the right side of my fucking prefrontal cortex just feels like it got hit by a rhinoceros.
Yeah,
But they're pretty lit.
they are fun. I think the thing I like about them is, like, first of all, I don't do them often. Like, I'll do them once a year or some shit like that.
Once a month. No. I'm kidding.
Is that it's so short. Like, you're cooked for like 45 to 60 seconds, and then you're back.
That's what I don't like about it.
No, because I like it. It's just like a little fucking little jump.
It's a little shit. But I do remember one time I was ripping a whippet. This was like back in high school, and I hit the triple combo. So it was like Blinkerton, whippet, beer shotgun. And I think I literally like my ping spiked to like 150, and I started just like twitching out. But
Yeah, you do too many, you'll pass out.
Yeah. But did you see that fight that went down at fucking Fuse? That was just
Dude, I didn't end up seeing that. I was cooked at Fuse, bro.
it was as soon as Rossi got on.
Yeah. And it was also so packed. I was like, I could only take it in segments, like being behind the booth. Like it was pretty cluttered back there.
Yeah. But Fuse was a sick fucking festival. And I think going back to talking about like how these artists are like promoting their brands and shit and music, I think like what we did with Rossi was one of the coolest experiences ever. Like Rossi was gonna release High on Me
Great track, by the way. If you haven't listened to it, go
on
check it out.
June 20th.
Mm-hmm.
We went out to tour with him that week
Yeah.
on June 9th. And part of this plan was to not only collab on content like you guys saw on YouTube, but to also kind of promote his new track that he was releasing. And we did an exceptional job at pushing High on Me. And now it's been, 2 weeks? And it's at over 2 million streams on Spotify.
Yeah, and that doesn't even include Apple Music, SoundCloud, all that
Yeah.
shit, bro.
I mean, it is the most commercial song he's ever put out.
He did 1 million in the first day
Yeah.
across all platforms.
It is the most commercial song he's ever put out.
But it's such a good track, though.
Yeah, it's
like,
a great track.
Like, this is how I distinguish whether or not a track will fucking hit. And this is why I think these artists should be doing this stuff, even if it's not their thing, like putting out a more commercial track. Even if it's not your thing, it's broadening the genre for a lot of people that maybe wouldn't have liked the more minimal, deep shit. But this is like the transition drug into the space. It's like
Yeah.
you get them into this, And then it's a question of time before they take that and then they move into the deeper shit.
I don't know about that though. I don't think anyone should make a track that's more broad just because to get more people to listen to their more tech house music. I think if you're just, I think if you're just like Rossi was feeling the vibe, he was in the studio with Jazzy,
100%,
they cooked
dude.
up hard and they hit it. But I don't know. I mean, it definitely just goes to show, like you throw on some really good, singer or vocalist, and you put it on a nasty beat, and you can best believe that it's gonna get a lot more people, probably a lot more girls as well, to listen to the fucking track
100%.
and it go crazy. But
I mean, I love the track. Like, honestly, I've rinsed it so many times in the past 2
I already
weeks,
rinsed it too
bro.
much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a really good beat, and it's just like a simple vocal that like is really catchy
Yeah.
and like easy to like get stuck in your head for sure.
Yeah. So what did you think of London? This was the first time you actually got to experience and like walk around London and rip the pints. And like, I mean, I don't think I saw you at one fucking moment without a Guinness in your hand.
Guinness or a pint never left the right hand. First thing I did every day before I didn't even eat breakfast most days. My breakfast consisted of liquid calories pretty much every day we were there. Needed a beer to start the day just to kind of wash away the sins from the prior day. It's always a good method. Hair of the dog, best hangover cure. Fuck anything else. No electrolytes. Give me more beer. That's what I like. That's what I need. Come hell or high water. And that's what I respect about the people in the UK. Always with a pint in the hand. That's nice.
Yeah, I respect it. But fucking hell, does it take a toll on you after a few fucking weeks?
Yeah, that's why you got
But
a
then
solid
once
10 days.
But then you got to bring in the beans. I don't know, dude. The beans for me, those are the best beans I've ever had in my fucking life. They're so good. Can I get Heinz beans like those ones out here and make them taste the same? Because I got to do that.
They're not Heinz beans.
They're Heinz.
They're Heinz?
They are.
I mean, you could get like some Bush's baked beans, you know?
Fuck that.
I mean, that's what they are, though. They're kind of like sweet beans.
Fuck that.
I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not like crazy about the beans, but the beans on the toast was pretty good.
Yeah.
I know a lot of Americans shit on British people. Oh, let me put some beans on my toast.
Oh, it's so good.
It's pretty good.
I love it.
It's not bad. Just putting carbs on carbs.
Yeah.
It's great.
It was fantastic. But then you ended off in Manchester was the last location
Yeah.
in the UK before we took off. And that was when we linked up with Mash Tag and played pub golf.
That shit was so sick.
Bro, Mash, being with him in his own
And then he got a
land,
staph infection like in his leg after that shit, bro.
Bro, he may need security next time he's in public. If he
Yeah,
ever
that was
goes to something
crazy
like
as
that.
fuck, bro.
That was lit.
When we were walking through the festival, you and him, it felt like a problem.
It was insane.
Like that, I was telling Richie this at one point when we were leaving the festival that day. We got mixed up, and then I was with Mash, and he was with some of the other guys we were with. And dude, Mash Tag had like this gray hoodie on, hoodie up, trying to be like nonchalant, trying not to be like noticed because like, dude, if he just kept the hoodie down, like everyone would recognize him immediately. And we were walking towards trying to like meet up with you again. And dude, people were walking this way, we were walking this way. And so they saw the front of him. And every fucking person was like, Mash Tag, Mash Tag. Oh my God, Mash Tag. Is that Mash Tag Brady? And I was just like, what the fuck? And then at one point, like a group of like 15, like 16-year-olds just bombard him. And I was like, oh my God. Like, like as much as it's like sick to be recognized that much, when you're trying to get out of a festival, it's annoying.
Yeah.
And just getting bombarded by huge groups of people. And it's like, you can't take a photo with everyone.
Yeah.
That's why like when celebrities like have meet and greets, that's the time to dedicate hours to like taking photo,
Yeah.
like and appreciating the fans. But it's like, dude, sometimes you just got to get into a fucking taxi and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
We had been drinking the whole fucking day.
Bro, I mean, the thing for me is that I hate, like, the reason we were where we were, the reason we were at Parklife, the reason we're collabing with Mash,
because of the fans.
the reason we're touring with Rossi is because of everyone who supported the content and done so well. So anytime someone comes up and says, yo, what's good? Can we hit a Sui? Can we take a picture? Can we do a video? I mean, for me, it's just like, it's
If you're
me-
going to do it when we're talking to the huzz.
Yeah.
That's perfect every time.
I would say that's one of the best things about becoming kind of famous on the internet is that if you're out in public and you're chatting to a girl and then one of the homies comes up and says, yo, let me get a flick, it is the biggest aura boost ever.
100%.
They literally secure the deal. It's like they just signed they just executed the contract for you.
Yeah. It's kind of like when, like, I don't know if you've ever seen the trend of people where they just go up to random people, like random guy, girl. He's like, yo, bro, thank you for the $20,000 loan, bro. If not for that, I don't know how I would have made it.
Yeah.
You really saved my life. And they just make up the shit. But, yo, appreciate you giving me the Lamborghini, bro. It's like you see the whole comment sections on TikTok with that shit.
Yeah.
But it really does work like that. And not to like shit on the girls, but like at least keep it consistent. Don't just change your whole vibe just because of the fact that someone got recognized.
I mean, I think it's inevitable though, bro. We live in a world nowadays where it's just like being a social media influencer is like being a fucking Vogue model or an actor back in fucking the 2000s and shit. So when somebody sees it, you have a lot of followers on Instagram, your first thing is like, whoa, what the fuck do you do? That's so interesting. Like, how the fuck do these many people follow you? And obviously just intrigues you. So they're like unconsciously, you know, if you're not used to hanging out with creators and stuff like that, you immediately just hold them to a high regard. Or you're just a normal fucking person and don't give a fuck. Because I'm the same way. Like, really, where it's just like, even back then, if I would run into a creator, I'd just be like, that's sick, bro. You know what I mean?
I only do that for select people.
Yeah, but I love, it's so sick when somebody just daps you up, introduces themselves, love your fucking content, versus just run up to you and just fucking whip out their phone. Like, that shit kind of bothers me sometimes. I would say those are the only people that bother me when they come say what's up. It's like they just run up with Snapchat open and like, yo, can I get a pic? And it's
that's inevitable though when you get really big.
No, I know, but I'm saying I really enjoy saying, yo, what's up? My name is Richie. What's your name? Where are you from? You know, talking for 2 seconds and then fucking hitting a flick versus just like running up pic, you know what I mean? Or maybe I'll regret saying this down the line if it just gets too intense. But so far, I really enjoy when someone's just, you know, introduces themselves like any other person. That's pretty sick. But yeah, I mean, to just highlight the UK and stuff, those are the best fans I think we have anywhere in the world. Like, I want to go back to the UK next week, but I can't because I need to recover my liver and I need to recover my mental health
and the bank account.
Like, money got rinsed. it was very expensive in London.
Yeah, London is so expensive. That was the thing that was nice about Manchester and Leeds, is that you can actually like go out for like a normal amount of money.
Yeah, I mean, the thing too is that pounds fuck you and I up bad.
Oh hell yeah,
because there's so much more.
It's like 50% more.
Yeah, that's insane. I didn't realize that until I looked at my credit card bill after, and I was like, yo, I thought I spent X amount, but it was
it's like you spend 20,
more.
It's actually 30.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what the fuck is going on?
In the moment, you're like, oh, I'm not spending as much, but then you just get clapped.
Bro, that shit's not cheap out there.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to take these 2 months. I mean, 30 days strong bending. I mean, you didn't get to come to Marbella with me. I had an extra hoorah.
Yeah.
You don't know about Marbella.
I had to come back and like get in the gym. I was falling apart.
You know, I'm surprised, bro. During this trip, this was the most successful trip from a bender to detrimental physical and mental health aspect. Like, I gained no weight. I definitely lost some muscle. Obviously, my sleep went to shit. But I think one of the hardest things as a content creator that wants to just go massive, obviously we have massive goals, you do have to sacrifice your health.
A lot of the time, unless your whole content is health.
Yeah, unless your whole content is fitness, which
that's
ours
the
is
only way.
Clearly not. Our last our podcast is drinking. Our YouTube videos are mostly drinking and partying and fucking around. But
I mean, literally, like, to give the audience some perspective, the only way for us to be in like nasty shape, considering what we do, would be to take steroids. And it clear as day, we're not doing that.
No,
shit.
I don't think that's the case.
I think so. Because realistically, unless you're taking a bunch of like performance enhancing shit, it would be kind of impossible to drink the amount that we drink, eat the way we do, and travel without working out as much and look sick.
You know, one of the things, the reason I say it is because, like, and you know this, like, especially after the last two with Seth, like, one of the things that I struggle with a lot, because I know how good it feels to be in routine, when we take such a hard toll on our bodies from traveling, like, you know how hard I am on myself. Like, I just freak the fuck out. I start getting, like, crazy, like, fucking just body dysmorphia and just getting pissed about everything. And I'm just like, fuck, we can't keep doing this. This was the first time, like, in this trip where I was really just so grateful for, like, where we were, like, what we were able to experience, what we're able to do, and just not beat myself up over it. I think that's one of the hardest things too, you know, doing this type of shit. It's just like people, it is the funnest job, if you want. It's not even a job, the funnest thing to do in the world. It does come with a lot of, you know, obstacles, like anything. And this one was for this specifically for me was something I was able to really get through.
I mean, it's kind of like just like starting your own business. Like, for the most part, that's the only comparison, is like shit falls apart when we aren't on top of what we need to be doing. Whereas, like, you know, if you're in a company and you're working a 9 to 5, you know, you just show up to work and you do your things and you go home.
Yeah.
But like, if one thing doesn't work in that whole machine, the machine doesn't fall apart.
Yeah.
If one thing doesn't work in our machine,
it's because
we're on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
Run over by a car.
Yeah.
If we were to stop recording and doing shit for 3 months, it would be like effectively starting over if we were to come back to it.
Oh, 100%.
So that's why you got to stay like relatively in it always.
Always. There's no getting out, but I love it. I think that's the best part of it. It's like I always compare the game of content, just content, as a game. I think if somebody wants to be a big content creator with a big personal brand, the best way to succeed in it is to view it as a video game. If you played Call of Duty, you remember having to get different camos on your snipers and your assault rifles by getting headshots.
Yeah.
Getting a headshot is posting a video on social media. And every day you post another video, you're getting closer to getting that camo on that gun. You're getting closer to building a bigger audience. The better you are at the game, the easier it is to continue to grow in the game. I mean,
it's like life in general is like that.
Yeah. But that's what I've always viewed it as, and it just makes it like way more rewarding. I don't think everyone is like wired to view things like that, nor should they be. But those who want to win in it have to see it that way.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that in the corporate route too. Like, you know, you just work your way here, figure out how to get there, and keep climbing. Yeah. And the same goes for social media. The same goes for starting a business on your own. You can do it any way that you prefer, honestly.
Yeah.
Part of life. And if you sit back and do nothing except chug beers and eat Doritos, you're probably not going to get there.
100%. Sometimes you got to chug beers and drink Doritos.
Yeah. Everything periodically is fine. It's not going to kill you.
Yeah. I would say
little red 40, little crumble cookie,
Mancuvian marching powder.
Yep. Some Gary's. Got to do it.
It's like Mashtag said in the YouTube video. It's like, while you're young.
Yeah. Hit strip clubs. Gamble with your boys. Drink. Smoke cigarettes.
I'm all for it. Especially if you're establishing healthy habits.
You know what kills me, though? Is that, like, obviously, I don't know how some people don't see the satire. And, like, the fact that that's obviously, like, a joke.
It's not a joke.
No, but, like, it is. Like, and, dude, like, I saw, because we posted the clip of that, right? And there's so many people who took him so serious. Like, bro, that's terrible advice. Like, you should never do that. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, it's a joke.
I mean, but
like, obviously, he wasn't saying it just to be like, yeah, do this always. Like, every day you should be drinking, smoking, going to strip clubs and gambling.
Not every day.
Like, he's like, do it. You don't have to do it every fucking day. But it's like, dude, some people just take life too seriously, I think.
Yeah, people take it way too seriously, and that's why they get that's why they're unhappy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like, smoke weed, you know? Get in trouble with your parents. Do stupid shit. Drink liquor. Fucking ding-dong ditch. Piss on someone's doorstep. You know? Fuck around. Hook up with a 5. Blackout drunk. All those things will teach you valuable lessons.
Yeah.
Because making dumb decisions come with costs. Then you learn from them. And you learn how to make better decisions. If you sit in a fucking corner and you're always like just in between the the guardrails of making bad decisions. And I don't think, I don't know. I noticed it I was thinking about this the other day. Some of the most successful people I know in business, at least, are fucking full-blown degenerates.
Well, yeah, because I think that goes with like having like a risk tolerant perspective. Like those guys are very risk tolerant. Like they will do crazy shit. And I think that probably equates to the same reason that they're great at business and also degenerates in life. Because if you're a really risk adverse person, you're probably not going to take the drinks. You're probably going to avoid the drinks and try to do something differently. Yeah. So it's just like, it's all over the place. I mean, there's a lot of crazy people in like business who have like done crazy amounts of drugs and shit. And then you look at musicians, right? A lot of them do crazy drugs, but they're also extremely creative. Probably goes hand in hand.
Yeah. I at least think so, bro. It's like I don't regret at all, smoking weed for 5 years every single day, morning to night. Guess what? I ended up having chronic anxiety for 2 years. I had a panic attack 2 days ago on the flight leaving Vegas from how hungover I was, and it was the worst 45 minutes of my life. And I was sitting in the plane thinking to myself, yep, this is the lesson you've learned. You pushed it too far. You drank for 15 hours. Now you're on a turbulent flight leaving Vegas, actually freaking out and having a panic attack. And so if it wasn't...
Those are the checks and balances.
Those are the checks and balances. But if it wasn't for those 4 years of me abusing weed, I would have never had those 2 years of diving inward and trying to understand myself better and really see what is it that I want in life. If it wasn't for those 4 years of buying an eighth of weed and a Benjamin every single week, then I would have not spent 2 years grounding myself, eating perfectly healthy for consistent 2 years, rewinding and asking myself, really, how did I get to this point? Why is my body now making me live through this anxiety, which I thought was a rare disease that in case most people deal with it. Yeah, and if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have even started this. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have taught me those lessons. So that's why I think you got to fuck up. Not even fuck up. No, you got to explore. Fuck around and find out.
You have to fuck up.
Yeah, you got to fuck around and find out.
Like that's like the only thing you can do. If you're not successful, it's because you're not failing.
100%. And that's the number one thing that I would tell myself when I started Daddy Wellness again was I wanted my videos to flop every fucking day. I remember I would post a video and quote unquote flop. It wouldn't get any views. I would just say, please keep flopping my videos because no matter how many times you flop my videos, I will end up posting videos that people enjoy and I will find my audience. I swear, bro. It was like this crazy thing in my head where I would just say, please, like, I want to fail. I don't want you to give me this success yet because I know it's inevitable. And I think that's just one of those like extremist, highly addictive personality things I have. You have as well. That just like...
Yeah, it's also that competitive aspect of the personality. It's like when people, like for me at least, like I could be like pretty unmotivated to do something, but then as soon as someone is like, I'll do it better than you, I'm like, all right, fuck you. I'm going to kill you. I'm literally going to destroy you.
Yeah. Especially when you start to build momentum in whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, we've had this podcast now for 7 months, 33 episodes in. We've had a few episodes that have done very well, you know, getting a lot of viewership. But, you know, I'm spending $2,500 a month on this studio. The camera and everything costs us over $15,000, $10,000.
Yeah, probably around 10.
Flying out guests, maintaining the office, cleaning the office. We haven't made even...
We have not profited on the podcast.
We have not made a tenth of the money back on this podcast. But deep down, I hope, and I honestly know that maybe we'll eat the fruits of our labor at some point. And either ways, it doesn't fucking matter because I love it so much. And that's just the mindset.
Yeah.
But it's just the way things goes. We haven't hit that momentum period yet. But when you do hit momentum, it's like this drug.
It's crazy.
It's a crazy drug, especially, I mean, social media is a game of dopamine.
Yeah, when you start refreshing shit. But that's also terrible to do.
It's so bad.
It's not good for the mental health.
Yeah. But aside from that, let's talk a little bit. I mean, what do you think? How are you feeling now after this crazy bender? Like, at least my focus is definitely health over the next 2 months.
Oh, definitely, for sure. I mean, I'm just gonna keep going with the way I've been doing things. Like the goal is like I was surprised. Like even in Vegas, I hit the gym twice out of the 3 days we were there, so I was happy about that. Like I missed it once.
Yeah.
because he was a fire gym. But like I've been pretty decently locked in with the gym. I haven't been like, I wouldn't say pushing myself though. So maybe that's the switch that I wanna like turn on, kick it up a notch a little bit in terms of like when I'm, because I think when you're in the gym, a lot of the times you end up just going into the gym and like doing the reps and not really thinking about things. Whereas like going in with intention is completely different. Like if you're going in and you're like, all right, I'm going to do this and I'm going to go like hard, kind of different than just like running through the motions. So I think that's the only thing I kind of want to switch, is that when I am in the gym, I want to be like more locked into what I'm doing and like present at putting up bigger weight.
100%. Yeah, we also, I forgot we didn't really talk about Vegas much.
Yeah, so it was what, a week? You went to Marbella for a week.
Oh, and I didn't really talk about Marbella.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think you understand. Marbella is literally Miami on crack in Europe with way hotter girls. There's this one club called Playa Padre. It's a little tiki hut on the beach. Half of it is open sand, and then inside the tiki hut is kind of like the VIP area where all the tables are. Bro, few clubs in my life have I been to where in your peripheral vision, everywhere you look, there is at least 3 to 4 rockets. You can't even believe the birds there, bro. They're all like Swedish, Italian, German, Portuguese, Russian. They're all so well dressed, so well put together.
I mean,
Elegant,
it's an expensive island.
Elegant.
Or is it
It's
an
on
island?
the coast.
Yeah, it's
Elegant,
okay.
sexy, incredible,
What else?
just fantastic. And let me tell you something. My friends in Spain, it's like all of them are so degen. And when you go out with them, it's like everybody's like just, it's like this fucking just nuclear bomb of drink, 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 drink. 10 out of 10 birds everywhere. So it was actually unbelievable. That to me is one of my favorite, and it's a day club too. So it starts at 7 and it ends at fucking 2 a.m. and people go there on Sundays and call it church on Sundays. They actually reposted me on their story. It was fucking hilarious.
Dude, why is there not like a fire day club in Miami?
Dude.
I don't understand it.
It's insane. And I was fucking talking to them about that the whole time. There is not a single good day club in Miami.
But like
Fontainebleau Day Club, it's not that good.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Joya Beach, you know
I've
what I
never
mean?
been, so I don't know. But like
I never been either, but it seems like
there
shit.
hasn't been a club that was built for the sole purpose of doing that. Like just being like the space equivalent for the daytime.
It's just there's nobody. I mean, there's probably some laws in effect. It's like, dude, the thing is, in all the coast, I mean, everywhere in
That's
Europe,
true.
there's chiringuitos. You know, they have little fucking parties, little bars that turn into like more of like a party on the beach. Miami doesn't have that. It's so dog shit. You know what I mean? It's the only.
I think someone will figure it out though soon.
If it hasn't been done already for a reason, then it hasn't been done.
It's probably because of sound ordinances and shit though. Like you
Yeah, that
can't
is
be
true.
too loud.
Yeah, at this club in Playa Padre, there's no really like surrounding.
Yeah. I mean, that was the thing in Vegas. So obviously, like the Fontainebleau there, they have the Fontainebleau here, which started it. But like the Fontainebleau in Vegas had like insane walls around that fucking day club so that no one heard what the fuck was going on at the pool area, which was right next to it.
Yeah, well,
Like I was shocked at how you couldn't hear anything.
I think the last thing people give a fuck about in Vegas is noise. Like,
No, but like they definitely planned for that. So like people wouldn't be bombarded by the fucking loud ass speakers
Yeah.
at that club if that's not what they wanted.
Yeah.
So that was
I'll be
pretty sick.
I'll be completely honest. I don't love Vegas that much. I don't think
I like Vegas.
I think it's cool.
It's
honestly,
fun.
it's really cool in the aspect. I could not be there for more than 3 days though.
No. I mean, like, I think 5 days is the max. You
No,
travel one, chill the first day, 3 days of degeneracy, and then you give yourself that time to like recover and then go home. Because I honestly hate traveling when I'm fucked up. Like traveling hungover is really shit. Like that's why we were thinking of extending a day. But I was just like, dude, we should just get the fuck home. Like honestly.
The dopest thing about Vegas is how insane the hotels are.
The hotels are crazy.
And just like the amenities of everything is just big.
Colorful.
Yeah, colorful, fucking just it's just
Great.
like a theme park.
Yeah, it's an adult theme park. It's an adult playground. That's
But
what Vegas is.
But the thing is like I don't like
Vegas is Disneyland for adults.
Yeah, Vegas is Disneyland for those. I just don't love gambling that much. I rather like sit on a beach. If I'm gonna be a degenerate, I'd rather be like in a tropical beach or somewhere outdoors or like pub hopping and not just fucking going from like one hotel to the next. And it's just like,
Yeah,
Also,
but
I
we didn't
think
even do that much.
I think the
Honestly, we
talent-
stayed in like the Fontainebleau pretty much the entire time.
yeah,
were
we
in
didn't leave the
Vegas.
hotel.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that in Vegas, like if you're staying at a hotel like that, you could literally stay there and see so much and not have to leave the hotel.
Yeah.
Like you could do everything.
But UFC was insane. That was a highlight of the trip, of course.
UFC was crazy, but honestly, I had a sick time at Power Slap too. So like giving them the rundown. We got to Vegas on what was it, Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday, we didn't do much.
Didn't do shit.
Yeah, Thursday we
had dinner with the
we had
with
dinner
everyone.
with the crew, met up with everyone, and then fucking did we do anything Thursday night?
We went to the casino
Yeah, we just gambled.
and we went to dinner to have Italian food.
Yeah. And then Friday got up.
And the game's begun.
Yeah. That was the day of Power Slap. Power Slap was cool. Honestly, I really fucked with Power Slap because it was kind of like a sick networking opportunity. We met a bunch of cool people.
It was
Yeah,
just
like people like I would have never expected to run into. Like back to like what we were talking about earlier, like, you know, like you were saying, I don't like ever like tweak when I see like a content creator, obviously like in the past, like before all this stuff started. I don't either, unless it's someone that I've like known for like a long time. And we ran into like some of the Phase boys, and I turned into like my 14-year-old self when I saw them. I was like, this is crazy, bro.
Yeah, because you've been
I was
watching
like,
them
dude,
since you were
I've been
little.
watching these guys since I was like 12. I was like,
Yeah.
that shit's so cool to me. But like seeing people like them, it kind of just made it seem like really real at that point, because like a lot of the time that we've run into other content creators, I've never really like, I've watched maybe a little bit of their stuff, but I was never like a big fan. So it's like seeing people that like were the reason that I was ever interested in this space in the first place in person is crazy to me.
No, being in the
Like
same
that
room with
makes
them.
it like a whole, like that's a full circle moment. Like seeing the people that made me interested, and then now I've gotten myself with you, you've gotten yourself into this space to now be in the same room as these people is fucking crazy.
Sick.
Like it's actually so nuts. And I was saying this to Richie too when we were at Power Slap, because you know you have like other massive celebrities in there like Theo Von. And Richie was like, yo, look, it's Theo Von. And I was like, yo, isn't it crazy that we're in the same room as that guy now? We're not too far off. Like, yeah, obviously he's a different league, but we're in the room with him.
Yeah, bro. I think it's like, I genuinely believe, like so strongly, you can get whatever you want in this life. Like straight the fuck up. If you would have asked me 2 years ago when I started making content that we'd now be traveling around the world and hitting suies and being in crowds with people fucking chanting to a song that was made by a DJ that I used to go to their shows and
Yeah,
fucking doing all the things you love, I would have never
having
believed
brands
it.
fly us out to cool places and
Yeah.
do shit. And
I would have never believed it. But
it's so sick.
it just really goes to show straight up, like everybody can talk about consistency, we all know that, and fucking, you know, working really hard. I really do think, bro, it's like what you said earlier, it's just you can't be scared to fail. And
No.
you just have to have a weird amount of self-belief. And the thing is, that self-belief doesn't really kick in until like 3 months of eating shit
Yeah.
and finally starting to see those small sparks of like success and few people sending you kind messages saying, I fuck with your shit. And if you just keep fucking going, bro, you like break through this, you just break through this like weird feeling. And that is when shit really starts to pick up. And like, that's the problem, is that most people won't go the 4, 5, 6, 10 months of showing up every day.
No.
They won't. And I really do think that,
And especially if you consider that most people won't go the 10 years of showing up every day.
yeah, I think 90% of people, when they're about to succeed, is when they quit.
Yeah, it's kind of like gambling, bro. Just right when you're about to hit big on the slot, if you quit right there, what is wrong with you, bro?
100%.
You gotta stay, bro. You're about to hit big, bro. You just gotta believe.
But I also think now too, bro. It's like my entire fucking social media feed now is like, this is how to get over 200 views. This is how to go viral. I posted a video recently.
It's like, shut up.
I posted a video recently telling people like, yo, like, this is what you need to know. This is how I got to 2 million followers across platforms in under 2 years. And every comment was, I'm going to go viral. I want to go viral. It's like, bro, that's not the fucking point. You know what I mean?
I mean, there have been some people to have that mindset and do it.
Of course.
But that's not like the recipe to make it.
I also think it's just like social media will really fuck people's heads up. You know what I mean? It's like it'll fuck people's heads up. You know,
I mean, it already has.
Everybody wants to fucking it. Just, you know, even ourselves. It's like you want everything so quickly. You want to make money quickly, like you see.
Yeah, because you just see people that are the same age, if not younger than you.
Yeah.
Doing 10 times better than you, and you're like, oh, okay, well, if they could do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah.
But the difference is are you going to work as hard as they did to get there? Yeah, that's the question.
Social media has made it so people want to get rich quick and young. People want to get famous immediately. People want to do all these crazy things really quickly. But what they don't realize is that most of us in the social media game have been doing this shit way longer than you think. Everybody sees the results. Nobody sees the work. TJR was trading when he was in fucking high school and making a ton of money on crypto. And then finally at the end of 2023, his shit began to take off. We started making videos in
He fucking pumps content like nobody I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I was shocked the other day. Like, you know how like you find yourself on TikTok, you engage with some video, you get displayed more of the videos from their account. That same thing happened to me with TJ. I was cracking up at one of his videos and I was seeing more of his posts while we were in Vegas. And then it just blew my mind that literally
he posts 25 times a day.
I was assuming it was like, oh, maybe this video he posted 5 days ago or some shit. And like this video was like from 3 days ago. And maybe this video was from 2 weeks ago. I clicked on his profile, bro. 6 hours, 7 hours, 7 hours, 7 hours,
Yeah.
8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. He had posted 25 times that day.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, and that's and now people see it though. But like back to what I was saying is that everybody sees the results and not the fucking work. Like I saw this clip of
Same
Lacey
with the
yesterday.
DJs.
Yes, I saw a clip of Lacey yesterday. He had like 60 streamers for the first 3 years. Josh Baker, 10 years producing. In the last 2 years, he's had his absolute rocket ship. We started making videos in 2019. Ton of shit happened. 2023 started. Now people see the results. TJR,
Yeah.
Same thing. You know, there's always more to it behind. And social media, anytime you see someone who's crushing it on social media, whether that's making money, selling some shit, or just making amazing videos, ask yourself, I wonder how long they've actually been doing this. Most people, besides fucking
There's
suck
always
on it,
exceptions.
besides Hawk Tua,
Yeah,
and
there's
a few
exceptions to
fucking
the
people.
fact where like people blow up overnight and shit. But most often, first of all, if that happens, it's mostly unsustainable because like those people crash out. Like the best example, I watched a whole YouTube video of like people that blew up like that, bro, and then no one is relevant anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you remember the backpack kid? The kid who did the floss?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I never watched that dumbass shit.
No, but like it was like a meme and shit.
Yeah.
And then you see like the Island Boys.
Oh, yeah, that's disgusting.
They fell off.
They're gross.
I mean, they also started kissing each other and shit, bro. That's
Nah,
weird
shit's
as shit.
haram as fuck.
Haram.
Yeah. But I think yeah, you just got me thinking about nasty shit that the Island Boys fucking posted. It's popped up on my feed.
Ah, it's so funny.
But yeah, I want to say if anyone's made it this far into the episode, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're subscribed. And make sure to add me on Snapchat. Going to be giving away $250 to one of you who adds me on Snapchat. Comment below, sweet snap, and you'll get a chance.
Dick cheese.
No, do not comment dick cheese. Add me on Snap, and then I'll be sending $250 to one of you who does that. Also, if you didn't know, nobody really knows actually. Moose and I are taking TSL Time podcast to Ibiza. The podcast is going to Ibiza. I have filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and rented a massive villa in Ibiza from September 6th to closings in October, because I think we're going to extend it 1 week. And we are going to be shooting podcasts, hopefully, with some of the best DJs and producers in the world. Goal is to get 10 to 15 episodes. I'm very excited. Still have to pay for most of the villa. It's already, the deposit has been made. Shout out my brother PB Trading for giving me a loan.
Yep.
It's almost paid out to him. And we're 2 months away from that. So for now, you'll keep seeing episodes here in the podcast room. But that will be fucking sick. If you guys want us to do a certain episode with anyone in Ibiza, let us fucking know.
Yeah, comment some artists that you guys are planning on seeing if you're going to be in Ibiza. Comment some artists. And also, if you guys want to see any other artists or people in social media that you think we should hit up for the pod, let us know.
Yeah,
Could
100%.
be any moron, anyone who's funny.
And if you guys want to start seeing maybe some episodes of more just Moose and I chopping it up about any random shit, I honestly think that's something we should do potentially. Like, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, especially after like big trips or
Yeah,
some
after
shit.
big trips or just anything interesting going on. I think that should be fucking sick. My goal is to try and go sober for 30 days, but every time I try and do that, it
Yeah, we
usually
say
doesn't
that
end
when
up
July
working.
4th is coming up this weekend and Sush is coming back to Miami.
Yeah.
I highly doubt Sush will sign off on that. Sush is gonna be like, get your ass in the fucking
You know, one of the things
ass on the field, brother.
one of the things I love the most about Sush is that if you don't want to do something, he won't peer pressure into you doing it anymore. Like, if
No.
you're like, I don't want to booze, he'll just be like, all right. Because either way, he's such a fucking degenerate dirtbag that he's going to go get drunk by himself.
Yeah, it's like when he was here a few weeks ago, he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to Sexy Fish by myself.
Yeah.
Sends us a picture of him at the bar with a cocktail.
Drinking by himself.
So
yeah.
funny.
Expect a lot of cool shit on the way. We fucking love you guys. Thank you so much for the support, as always.
Yes, much love.
Let us know what you thought about this episode, and we'll see you on the next one. See you.